Hello again, YouTube. Manosphere Masters here. My other channel, the No Matrix, No Simping, All Subjects channel. Announcement. I will be going live tomorrow morning with the Sunday sermon. But let me just tell you that if you expected me to be this smiling, not showing and telling how I really am type of preacher that only tells Bible stories, yeah, I'll teach the Bible. But I equate it to everyday life, then you in the wrong place. But on this one, this is Manosphere Masters channel, I want to talk about the key components of what we as men should be doing right now, and some of the characteristics that we should have. I may reword the title, but you'll get what I'm saying in this video. So we know, those of us that's over 40, you already know that dealing with women is different than it was in the 90s. It just is. They different. Some things remain the same, some things are the same, but a whole lot of things are different. With nearly all of them, like some of the ones I know for certain that they're different than they were in the 90s, man. They can say what they want. Every woman says she's a good woman. But off subject, let me show you what a good woman is. A good woman is a woman who helps her man, is loyal 100% to her man when he's around, when he's not around. So if you know what you're doing. So if you say things and do things because you liking other dudes or you seeking attention from other dudes, I want you to know you're not a good woman. There's no excuse for physical cheating either. You're not a good woman. You're just not. You're not. Oh, well, my body count is 2. That don't make you a good woman. Your mental persona, how you interact with your man is what makes you a good woman. And I just showed you. Loyalty is key. If you're not having sex with him, you're not a good woman. I'm tired of hearing this stuff. Everybody trying to claim they good. If all of y'all was good, the divorce rate wouldn't be what it is. Because most guys, contrary to y'all want to think all these guys is deadbeats, if all of y'all was good women, I'm telling you, a lot of these guys will not be leaving. When you see a man file divorce, you know it was bad and she wouldn't file. Because who would do that, man? Like, not many. So the first thing that we have to exercise as men is self-control. When you learn how to control your emotion, when you learn self-control, it's going to keep you out of situation. Because I tell y'all all the time, most of my troubles in life came from not exercising self-control the right way and at the right time. I can admit that. I can admit faults that I had. And you gotta exercise self-control with these women, because by doing so, you'll know who you need to dump. You'll know who you might need to just be a little more patient with, because you have self-control. One thing we don't tolerate is a woman hitting on us physically and denying sex. You never tolerate that. If she's your girl, she's your wife, you're supposed to be having sex with her. And the only way I can see you not doing it is she's a virgin. No sexual activity at all. Nobody touched it and nobody saw it. And she's waiting till her wedding day. Then you work with her a little bit. But if somebody licked it, touched it, smelled it, saw it, not trying to hear it. So you got to exercise self-control, because sometimes you might have to divorce your wife. Sometimes you might have to dump your girlfriend. Like, you don't, and I heard another YouTuber say, I would say his name, but you know, it's a long story. I'm not saying his name. And I got my reasons, and I always showed him respect, but I got my reasons for doing this. And he knows what the reasons are. But like, even this particular content creator said that when they not supporting what you're trying to do, you gotta just leave them alone, man. And I've been saying this as well. Because you're going to waste valuable time. Like, I don't care if you got kids. If you got a wife or you got a girlfriend that's not supporting what you do, any woman that's not supporting her man should not be supporting any other man. You shouldn't. Now, if that's just your boyfriend, then you allowed to support your father and your brother. But if you married to a man and you're not supportive of him, then you shouldn't be supporting no other man in the earth. You out of order and you out of pocket if you do. This is why the Most High permits men to divorce their wives. And I'm going to show y'all something. Like, here's how you know your marriage won't be counted as adultery if you're a woman. If you had absolutely nothing to do with him filing papers on you, then you're free to remarry. But if he filed papers on you for any of your behaviors, any relationship you get in is going to be adultery. And you're not going to change God's mind. You're not. You're going to be in sin. If you were unsubmissive, you were denying him sex, if you weren't obeying and following his leadership, and you were his wife, anybody you marry is going to be adultery. It's going to be adultery. Now, if you did everything the Bible told you to do as a woman, even if you had lapses, if you, for the most part, the Most High is merciful. If for the most part you did, and it can't be what you think, it's based on what he knows. If for the most part you did what you were supposed to do as his wife, and he files papers on you, you're free to remarry. And the Most High give his blessing. But if you were unsubmissive, if you were disrespecting him with your speech and your body language and your behavior, and you were denying him sexual activity, especially if you didn't deny another man, I don't care if you sent him a picture of your stuff open. If you denied him even a day, I'm going to show y'all how this works. If you denied your husband even a day of sex and you mess with somebody else, and he divorces you, even if he didn't know, if he divorces you because your behavior changed after you snuck and did that, every relationship you have is going to be adultery. Every relationship you have is going to be adultery. Now, if you did everything or almost everything you were supposed to do as a wife, and he just chose not to have you as a wife no more, you can remarry. But you can't entice and you can't be the reason at all. You can't give them a reason. Or anybody you get with, your relationship is adultery. And the Most High is not going to change his mind. I'm telling you, I'm helping you out. So, if this is you, your best bet, if you separated but not divorced, is to try to get him to take you back and be who you're supposed to be as that man's wife. Because anybody you get with, you putting them in jeopardy. You putting them in sin too. That's how it works. So all of y'all women that's planning to what you're gonna do when you get rid of this man, especially, and I'm gonna tell you what's an abomination practice. If you the reason for your divorce and now you're taking this man's livelihood, you taking all his money through child support or alimony, that's gonna come back on you for sure. That's why the Most High be blessing these guys in situations like that. They wives cheated and was sneaky and they ended up divorced, and now she fleecing them for money, but now she has health issues. Now this happened to her, that happened to her. And she done got with a dude that's beating on her. I'm telling you, those be judgments. Those be judgments, man. But self-control is key in your finances, in your physical body. Don't ever let these women stop you from working out with their insecurities. Forget that. You just go into that gym and look at these women. How I know you don't be looking at these men? You don't control my eyes. And don't even argue with her. Say what you gotta say and be done with it. Who cares if she leaves? There are many women that will take her place. These women are so ditzy and weirdo and all this. So self-control is also you being able to enjoy your life as a single man. Go to the movies by yourself. Go to the park by yourself. Go fishing by yourself. See, this is what I teach y'all. I show y'all what the Most High showed me through the years. Some of my biggest wastes of time was when I just had to have these people around. I did my best thinking, and I do my best thinking when I'm by myself. So self-control is also being able to live a single life, and your mind is filled with peace, not loneliness, not depression, not any of that stuff. That's self-control. You controlling yourself. Self-control, like the Bible say, resist the devil and she will flee from you. Self-control resist the devil. I'm not doing that thing you tell me to do. I'm not trying that thing you tell me to do. The Bible is my most trustworthy source. So if you going against what the Bible say, if what you say go against what the Bible say, I see you as an enemy. Because the Bible is key in my self-control. The Bible tells me to seek honor from God only, not from no woman. Women turn on men all the time. Well, what about men? Any men turn on? Of course they do. But that's not what I'm talking about. Women turn on men all the time. I have experienced it. Multiple times, even before marriage. They change their mind about you, they turn against you. I went from, and I shouldn't have did this, and I'm like, y'all know how I don't condone this. I had a girl that I call myself going with. And this is where I was simping, because she was pregnant. That's the only time I ever did that. I never did it again. I learned my lesson. I went from feeling sorry for her to stuff she was telling me I was feeling sorry for her. It was real touching, real emotional. To throwing a basketball at her. Like, I literally threw that basketball and she closed the door just in time. And the door had dust on it. You could practically see the lines from the basketball. Boom! What happened was, and I think I might have said this, told people about this. So she got mad because she kept wanting me to come over there, and hey, I had other places I wanted to be, and she wasn't the only one. I should have stuck to that. I never let a woman be the only one again in life. So she got mad at me because I had, like, for 2 days straight, I was telling her I'm gonna come over there, and I ended up not going over there. She said, "Oh, you said you were gonna come over here, all this, all that." And I ended up going home at the end of the day and being at home. So the third day, I said, I'm sorry about that. You know, I'm gonna come over there today. Me, such and such, such and such. So her friends was over there, for my friends, you know. And it was like, I went over there and I noticed it was taking them a while to open the door. So when they finally opened the door, we go in there. There's other dudes over there. I said, who are these niggas? That's how I said it. Who is these niggas? I said, man, you gotta go. He ain't gotta go nowhere. So me and her got to argue. They trying to laugh at the stuff I'm saying. And that kind of made me smooth it over with them, because at first I was challenging them like, man, what y'all trying to do, man? I'll fight any one of y'all. What's happening? What's happening? And we can shoot too. That's how I said it to them. They ain't none of them say nothing. You know, I was just a little known. I don't know if they knew me, but I was just a little known. Because I had went from I was always known from the area, my neighborhood, but I kind of changed drastically from the age of 18 to 21. I just was on a whole different plane than I was at 16, 17, stuff like that. My days of being in PAT, but even when I was in academically talented, I still was going home doing garbage. I just was more sneaky because I said I ain't going to jail. But I was challenging them. Then me and her got to arguing, and they laughed because I made a comment about not trying not to put sink in the baby head during activities, we'll just say. And so when I got out the house, she tried to come through the door and tried to react. It was a complete lie what she was saying, but what she said, it made me throw a basketball at her. And after that, like, I never talked to her again, never went over there again. She called a couple times, but I ain't answered. She got the drift real fast. She probably was talking to that other dude anyway, because that's what they do. Even though they was better in the 90s, that's what they do. They talk to other men. So, self-control is being able to enjoy your life, being single. It's you ain't thirsting after you ain't bowing down, you ain't fighting over these women or any of that. All of that self-control. I ain't fighting over no woman. Chick told me, I got a boyfriend, but what that got to do with anything? I said, what you mean what it got to do with anything? I said, ain't nobody trying to get into it with these dudes over you. So, and a lot of people try to say that, oh, what that got to do with anything? Self-control is she has a husband, off limits. She has a boyfriend that she deals with, off limits. That's self-control too. So holding yourself accountable, self-esteem, self-control, it all go hand in hand. Like, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. Y'all know I be telling you stuff. I'm a preacher and everything, but I tell you the truth. You better off jagging than trying to share a woman. Like, if you can't control yourself no more, it's better that you do it yourself. And then that way you like, okay, you done got your release off. Now you can go back to what you need to do and not worry about these women. Somebody calling, but I'm gonna finish this up. So, self-control. Self-control. If you arguing with her, why would you graffiti her walls? If you know what I'm talking about. Self-control also is getting up out of there. Not making babies with everybody. You know? That's self-control, because like self-control will keep you from making rash decisions that's gonna come back to hurt you in the long run. Self-control will keep you when women try to give you ultimatums. When they try to give you ultimatums, you better marry me or this. Self-control is you dump any woman to give you an ultimatum. Because take it from me, I got an ultimatum. I end up getting married. Hey, listen, I ain't gonna throw nobody under the bus, but listen, y'all think I would be talking about all this stuff if everything was peaches and cream? And that's another thing. People be on here like talking about Kevin Samuels shouldn't be talking about marriage when he had shouldn't have been talking about marriage and he had 2 failed marriages. That's the person I want to listen to. I would listen to him any day of the week before somebody like Anton Daniels, who act like he got a perfect marriage. But now it's coming out that that's an act. The people around him kind of like trading on him, like telling the truth. But I want to hear from the person that's going to put the good out there, the bad, and the wisdom they gain. I'd rather hear from that person than a person that ain't never been married, a person that ain't never been in a serious relationship. We got a lot of them in this space. They know this talk is hot, so they'll take other people's thoughts and stir them up with their own. Man, you ain't never been married. Now, if you a smart guy and I see that, I still listen to you. Like, it's some of these guys that they young, but hey, listen, they got it. They got it down, so I still watch them. But I ain't listening to no young women, zero. And all y'all dudes, young women this, young women that, I mean, they all right in some ways. But, you know, you got to have a lot of time to invest in trying to, you know, lead something like that. But some of these older women the same way. They just as childish, if not more. Can't please them? Oh, I did. I've been here like 3 times. And y'all dudes, anytime y'all start talking to somebody that's divorced, you better know how to vet. Because she could be divorced for a reason. And you should never get with a divorced woman that was divorced because of her own fault. In any way, like even a little bit, and receive alimony and child support, because she'll do you the same way. And stop telling these self-control is also, stop telling these women how much money you got, what you do, and hey, listen, especially when you first meet them, that's none of their business. Let them leave. So what? See this? This is the hand of choice. Hey, this ain't for kids. This hand right here, well, sometimes you switch hands, can be used now. Just understand that. You got to beat this hand. You got to be more worth that type of activity than this hand or this other hand. Hey, I'm just saying, man. Hey, if y'all want all these smiling preachers that don't talk like this, go over there with them. Go over there with them. I'm going to tell you the truth, and I'm going to tell it how I feel like telling it. If you don't want it real like that, go over there with them, with your local preacher, who'll just make you feel good, but you can't even tell them church folk the truth. All they gonna do is talk about you and spread your business. A lot of stuff people say be more safe on YouTube than in these churches and on these jobs. Some of the worstest people you gonna see don't always be on YouTube. It be at these churches and on these jobs. So go over there. I'm going to tell it. Self-control is also, you don't try to keep up with the Joneses, man. If your car is raggedy, then you drive that raggedy car until you can get a better one. And the better one, self-control, is you don't overspend, you don't overdo it. And take it from me. I done went by how a car looked, car braked right down on me, and now I'm without a car again. I've done that a couple times. And I'm like, you know how most repossessions come from people who bought the wrong car, the car broke down and they refused to pay for it. It ain't because they just got a great car that they not paying for. I'm telling you, most repossessions be a car that they shouldn't have never bought. Self-control will keep you from buying it. It'll keep you from buying it. Self-esteem should be, that's why it's called self-esteem. It's how you esteem yourself, nobody else included. And you should always esteem yourself the way you want to view yourself. And you should view yourself the way you would hope that other people view you, but it don't matter because you view yourself that way. And that's men and women. Some of the stuff I say is for women too. But this is Manosphere Masters. Hey, listen. That's why we men, we leaders. So women could come in here and I could be like a father figure to some, big brother to some, you know what I mean? But you have to esteem yourself the way you would want other people to view you. But when you're a woman though, and this applies for men too, just understand that everything you do from a young girl up, when people find out about it, that's how they're gonna view you. Self-control is you stay in the house. You keep it tight. You listen to music. You do something else. You watch shows. But you don't let these dudes long stroke you. For what? Especially when you're young. This is what I don't get about teenage girls. They can't marry you. So why are you having sex with them? How is a 16-year-old boy gonna marry you? 15-year-old boy, barely old enough to get a job. And his wing ding grows first. Wing ding be down to his knees sometime at 15. But what else can he do? He can't marry you. He can't even work. Why would you do something with him? When you're gonna remember that, and then you do it with somebody else, somebody else, somebody else. Now you're not wife material. Because now every dude that will want to marry you is competing with all them long dong dude wing ding down to his knees and put the whole thing in you. And you think somebody's supposed to marry you, they gonna end up divorced. You ain't gonna act right. Especially if he ain't got what them other dudes had. You gonna be thinking about them. You ain't gonna want to do nothing with him. That's what's going on right now in society. These women done did too much. And when you do too much, you gotta keep them skills. You gotta be able to do some exercise, take some hot baths and get it back. You gotta take some breaks. Let the skin come back. Y'all ain't taking no breaks. Dude, slide right through. Barely can get his stroke on right. Because it's only been a day since you was getting obliviated. And you talking about, you telling the other dude he need to pay you. Self-control, he say, I tell you what, you trash anyway. I ain't paying you nothing. I'm not gonna pay your bills. What I look like? That's like, okay, yeah, a guy will go to a strip bar and tip the stripper, but he ain't gonna pay her bills. Unless he's a simp. And if he's a simp, then his self-control is off. When your self-control is off, equals simp. And that's all I got for today. So stay tuned for more videos to come in the following week. Manosphere Masters here. Check out the other channel, Be There in the Live, the No Matrix, No Simping, All Subjects channel.